The Sri Lanka Public Health Inspectors Union states that fines worth over 20 million rupees have been collected following dengue raids conducted over the past 5 days. Secretary of the Union, Sinarath Bandara, says that a legal action had been initiated against 766 individuals who had created environments conducive for the breeding of mosquitoes.
The Public Health Inspectors Union of Sri Lanka stated that over 100,000 locations had been inspected for dengue breeding grounds over the past 5 days. According to the union, only a handful of individuals had maintained conditions conducive for the breeding of mosquitoes, while most others had cleaned up their surroundings. A majority of the dengue breeding grounds that were discovered were located in the Colombo and Gampaha districts. We urge everyone to get rid of mosquito breeding grounds. If not, we will have to enforce the law. When you analyze all the statistics, only 0.5% of the locations inspected had mosquito breeding grounds. We had to take this step for the benefit of the people.
A foundation stone was laid recently for the construction of a cultural centre in the Venture Estate in Norwood. This was held under the auspices of General Secretary of the Citizens Front, Parliamentarian J. Sri Ranga.
Parliamentarian J. Sri Ranga, who toured the Wenger Estate in Norwood recently, received a warm welcome. General Secretary of the Citizens Front, Parliamentarian J. Sri Ranga, laid the foundation stone for the construction of a cultural centre subsequent to engaging in religious ceremonies at the Koil in the Wenger Estate. The cultural centre is scheduled to be constructed under the funding of Parliamentarian J. Sri Ranga. People are severely burdened owing to the rise of cost of living. Prices of all goods have been increased and it is difficult to live. We do not want to have a party difference at this time. We need to have a competition amongst us in order to render service to these people. If someone says that only one person should engage in social service by destroying another political party, I believe that I will be able to come to Nuwara and speak if I only become the president. We do not have to warm seats in parliament in order to engage in politics. We need to go to parliament in order to solve the issues faced by the public. The future of these children must be enhanced and we will fight for it. The upcountry must be developed and we will fight for that as well. We will not be politicians if we fight with other political parties without doing what is necessary. If that is the case, we will become traitors. We do not have a party. This could only be developed if you are developed. One can never be developed if there is a party difference. If this happens, these children will have to live in line houses in the future as well. It is your duty to change this.
Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Sajith Premadasa, says the distribution of the BTI bacteria which was brought to combat dengue is being delayed day by day. He made this statement during a function held in the Theppanava area in Kuruvita today.
The 231st stage of the Sasanutarana program was held at the Theppanava Sri Manananda Rama Vihara in Kuruvita today. At the occasion, the Deputy Leader of the UMP donated funds for development activities of the temple. This government claimed that they would eradicate dengue just like they eradicated terrorism. They brought down the BTI bacteria and now in 2012 they are saying that they will begin to distribute the bacteria to eradicate dengue. At a time when there are 13,200 dengue patients and at a time when 75 individuals including school children have fallen victim to the deadly disease, the children in the administration have finally decided to distribute the BTI bacteria now.
You're watching News First and up next is a look at Action TV.
On the 16th of June last year, Action TV revealed that it is a challenge for farmers in the Anamadu Kumbukadaval area to supply water for their 100 acres of paddy fields despite there being a drought of this magnitude for the Puttalam district during the previous Yala season. The farmers had to face this problem as a result of an arbitrary action that was taken by a bogus farmers association that was set up by the Kumbukadaval Agrarian Service Office. This arbitrary action was none other than the construction of another anicut above the anicut that was constructed in 1986 to supply water for these paddy fields. The Minister of Agrarian Services inspected the situation the day after Action TV's revelation. Thereby, the gates of this anicut that was constructed arbitrarily was demolished under the directive of the Minister. Subsequently, water was released to these paddy fields after a lapse of 1.5 months.
Earlier we were very sad about this, however today we are happy.
Taking the request made by the Minister of Agrarian Services into consideration, on the 17th of June 2011, the Puttalam District Agrarian Services Commissioner promised to renovate the anicut that was constructed in 1986. Renovation work of the Ambagaha Ela anicut commenced yesterday, as the present drought is conducive for such renovation. Once these activities conclude, farmers will receive a solution for their water problem. Parliamentarian Victor Anthony has set aside 550,000 rupees from his decentralized fund for this purpose.
JVP Politburo member Anukumara Dissanayake says that the socio-economic policies of the country need to change in order to find solutions to the issues prevalent in the country. He made this statement during a public rally held in the Mitiagod area today.
The war is not the only cause of all the problems in this country. The socio-economic policies that are being adhered to are wrong. The depreciation of the rupee results in the increase of food prices. The tax burden has not ended yet, even though the war is over. We have also not freed ourselves from the economic policies being cooked up by the IMF. Even though the war ended, our economic policies have not changed. They haven't stopped imposing taxes, and they haven't stopped wastage and corruption. That is why the economy did not develop after the war. Instead, the issues that we are facing have increased, and it is on the verge of collapse.
The annual general meeting of the Government Medical Officers Association was held today. The chairman of the Elections Committee, Dr. Iresh Vijayamana, said that the election was held in a free and fair manner. The election was held to elect the Executive Committee and the General Committee of the Government Medical Officers Association for the coming year. 14,000 doctors all over the island were eligible to cast their vote at this election, which was held at the Western Province Aesthetic Institute.
A large number of medical officers have attended and are attending to vote, and the GMOA election committee has taken all the necessary steps to make this election free and fair.
We believe that they will elect a group with which they can work towards obtaining the rights of the government medical officers and improve the health service. It is always held in a peaceful manner. We are not divided as parties.
However, 2 cases which were filed by 7 doctors requesting the election to be halted was taken up before the Colombo District Judge Dhammika Ganepula yesterday. The court, which stated that the complaints have not forwarded enough reasons to hold the election, rejected the request.